What is up, guys? It's Scott with Never Hedge, back for another Emax update, and we are about 10 minutes into their live Telegram announcement. So we're going to cut right to that, and I'm going to shut the hell up now. Let's get to it.
Like I said, it's symbolic to show the type of reach we're actually having, the excitement that people have for the project. And, I think this is kind of collateral benefit of a lot of these relationships that we've been forming, from an influencer perspective, from a partner perspective, and some of the ventures that we're trying to put in place to kind of establish expansion on our use cases. These are all very high profile individuals and organizations that we're working with. And I think when you start to get those type of personalities and athletes, celebrities to kind of post on our behalf, and this one I promise was completely organic. We had no idea it was coming, and it was pretty cool to see.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. That guy has I don't know if I can hang with him partying, but I would like to try.
You got to give yourself more credit on that, Steve.
So last night we also had a Telegram, and obviously it's challenging to take questions in real time when you have hundreds of them coming at you. But I did review them last night, and there seemed like one of the top questions by far was there's been a lot of rumors about us Emax rolling out an Emax card. So that's certainly a hot topic. Can you speak to that? Give any more details? Where are we with that?
Yeah, of course. Look, I think we've really kind of from the very early stages of this project always come out and shown that we are trying to really make a big difference in this whole kind of transactory space, within crypto. We believe that, the traditional ways of kind of just transacting in fiat and with credit card, debit card, cash, are I think they're almost outdated right now. And I think a lot of these larger, partnerships that we're looking to form is really to kind of break that mold, and everything we're doing from a brand perspective, right? We call it, the Emax experience, right? We are the culture token. All these things, I think, are synonymous with just different ways of using your Emax within the community, within the ecosystem. So, I think I mentioned last night on the audio chat that, look, of course, on a traditional type investment or, whatever people, buy to just see it go up in value, of course, I think we are, in this case, making decisions and driving value, which, could result in price appreciating. And I'd expect that to happen, but but I think the bigger piece is you can actually use your Emax for doing things, right? To have access to these experiences that other people can't, to get access to buy things at more advantageous prices, and not just do it at one or two places. I mean, our goal is to be a much more widespread. I think let's call it almost like. Really, it's a currency, right? It's something that can be used at all these different places. And, if you buy Emax and yeah, that's great. The price goes up and everyone's happy about that. But at the end of the day, that thing can be used for so much more than just a means of buying and selling. It's something that actually has meaning within all these different spaces within the ecosystem that we're creating. And I think that's the exciting thing. So I think the Emax card is part of that overall vision. And again, we're building out a lot of different technology, POS systems to be used at establishments, whether it be a restaurant, a nightclub, with these various hospitality groups that we're working with. We're building out integration into to websites that allow you to actually make purchases online and do things. That kind of integrate right into the vendor site. And, I think the Emax card kind of fits right into that mold. It's something conceptually that we definitely want to do. We've talked about the exclusivity of the brand. We've talked about the comparison to, say, something like an Amex, right? That people in that situation almost pay for, right? Just to have access to that exclusivity. In this case, it's almost as if you're getting paid, and you have all these collateral benefits from a rewards perspective that now result in the ability to transact all these different ways. Whether it be, like I said, the POS system, whether it be online integrated applications, or in this case, a card that is linked to a wallet that can be used, almost anywhere that we, establish a relationship with. And, I think to start, obviously we have a focus, on a lifestyle, on a culture, on all these different things that we're working on. But, who's to say we can't go in all these different directions with that? So I think that's the exciting thing. It's definitely, still open-ended as far as which direction we can go in the future. We know which direction we're going now, but the Emax card is definitely part of that future vision. Now, of course, anytime you talk about cryptocurrency being used in these type of transactions, there's a legal component to it. There's going to be a lot of compliance and red tape that needs to kind of be vetted through. But these are all things that we're working on now. We're as everybody knows, we're 31 days old. We are exploring all different avenues of being able to kind of support our thesis of being able to transact across all these different means with all these different vendors. So that certainly is one avenue that we are exploring and placing a lot of emphasis more for future use. I don't think that's imminent. We have all these other avenues that we think are more achievable in the near and intermediate term, but it's definitely something we'd love to put in place. But like I said, just have to kind of work through some of that stuff.
Yeah, man. It's huge. I honestly sometimes don't think we give ourselves enough credit. I mean, like you said, 31 days old. The fact that we're even not only talking about it, but the fact that things are in the works, conversations are being had, partnerships are being made. I mean, it's wild. So it's huge news. So I guess just keep us updated on relevant updates as we move forward with the Emax card and all things related to that. I know it's a hot topic with the community. So here's a juicy one. And just want to remind everyone on the call, definitely stay on because we have the major announcement coming up shortly. But here's a juicy one. There's been a lot of news about Kim K, the Kim K post that recently happened. I mean, it was even featured in CNBC, which in and of itself is pretty impressive when you're a trending story on CNBC. So I guess what can you not say about it? Just certainly a prominent figure.
Yeah, look, I think anytime we work with a big time name and celebrity like that, I think our idea or our focus and what we're hoping to achieve with that is really just that crossover into the mainstream, right? And for a community, a token, a project only 31 days old, like us, to now all of a sudden be all over the CNBC network, all over CoinDesk, and getting all this kind of publicity and notoriety, and I think one of the things that we hear is, oh, this is negative. It seems like you guys are spending all this money to do these things, but I think what the overall market really needs to understand is that there are things that you pay for in life, or that you establish relationships for in life, that have collateral benefit at that time and down the road. So while it isn't always a dollar for dollar, I think cost benefit on certain relationships or on certain things that you're going to dedicate resources to, oftentimes these things have all these collateral benefits, such as the publicity, the notoriety, and all just having the name. I mean, if you go to Google right now and you type in Ethereum Max, you'll see us all over. It's mentioned on the CNBC, on all these various platforms, and that has value, right? Because now, I think if you read some of those articles, it's interesting because the articles say, oh yeah, well, it's a new project, a new coin that's doing something with a celebrity, and they're paying X or Y. They don't know what we paid. They don't know what our arrangement is. They don't know what our relationship is, and that's not for them to know. And you know what? At some point, I'm pretty sure this is going to lead into us having an on-ramp to be able to speak with these larger publications, which otherwise, would probably be a little bit of a harder barrier to entry to get on. And now, we can kind of show our vision, our kind of, we can tell our story. And I think that's important. And I think these relationships that we establish with these, mega stars, I mean, 228 million followers is a lot of freaking people that see that. And it makes a lot of noise across, all the networks, all the publications. And I think that for us is the most important thing here, and not what the message that the publication is giving, because they don't know who we are. And a lot of these publications, like CoinDesk, for example, we looked at the actual article they wrote, and it's stating that they, admittedly did very little to no research on this. And we're talking about white paper and about the fact that we don't really necessarily have, they don't understand what our vision is. But guess what? Have them join this Telegram call. I'll tell them all about it. So you know what? When we get a chance as a team and as a community to tell our story, to tell our, to talk about our vision, to talk about our future, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to have, a much clearer picture painted. And then from there, that, what is a perceived almost negative because, these guys just paid somebody, they don't have anything behind it, turns into a positive because it's like, wow, well, they got an outlet to actually show their or tell their story, to showcase their vision. And that's the important thing to us. And I think that's the message that all of us as community members should focus on, that we now have a voice to kind of spread our message across a much wider kind of array or network of people that otherwise we wouldn't. So I look at this as a huge net positive. We're 4-week-old community, and we've already infiltrated such a massive network and market. I think it's just it just shows our strength, right? Like it's actually pretty remarkable. And I know you mentioned at the top 100,000 holders, 1 month old, constantly trending on all of DEX tools and all that different stuff. And now getting some of the larger exchanges kind of inviting us to be part of it because they know that the market really has demand for this. So, I think it's really a feat of epic proportions, if you ask me. And that's just my 2 cents. But, I couldn't be happier. I think the community should be proud of themselves. I think everybody who's involved in this project in any capacity should be very proud of themselves. And, I think using, and utilizing the relationships that we can reach, like a Kim K, is an absolutely, it's a very valuable tool as part of what we're trying to build here. We've always said from the start, we've come out as a bit of an unconventional kind of business plan where, there's a lot of people that, I get on calls with, and they're like, wow, you did all these things, you spent all this money up front, and you maybe established these relationships. Don't you think it was too premature? I don't think so at all, because you know what, we this community is built, on its own kind of set of rules, right? We're not copying another coin or another platform or another project. We are Ethereum Max. Like, we're our own project. And the funny thing is, it seems like a lot of other coins out there and a lot of other communities out there seem to be want to copy our platform. And to me, imitation's always the best form of flattery. So again, not to talk about other projects or other groups or any of that, because again, we are, we're in it for the community. It's not us versus them. It's not them versus us. Like, it's us as a community that, want to help educate the whole crypto world. We want to help educate the space, and we want our holders and other community holders to understand what we're doing, and we want to understand what they're doing, because, collaboration is what makes this world go. And, I think the thing that people have to really understand about this whole project, we don't have short sights. We don't have, something where we're saying, hey, we're hoping we can kind of get something done, make a couple dollars in the short term and get out of here. Because, every single action that we've done, from the way we launched, from, all the pain we had to deal with in the fork, which again was done for good reasons, to put the most efficient and optimized tokenomics in place, to have a long-lasting, sustainable project. The resources we're dedicating from a technology perspective, an infrastructure perspective, and the continued emphasis we have on relationships with vendors, influencers who are, some of the people that are going to help us spread our message. They're going to help us get involved and get some notoriety on these larger platforms that otherwise it's just hard to infiltrate. So I think the commitment is there, the vision is there, and we couldn't be more excited about, to get back in a very long-winded way of saying, we couldn't be more excited about working with people like him, just because we think it really helps spread our message, regardless of what anybody else says.
Yeah, I agree. And, the Kim thing aside, I mean, we see all these sports people and influencers. I mean, even like Dennis Rodman just getting involved on themselves proactively. I mean, I think it just speaks volume about the power of Emax and the coin, and people wanting to get behind it. And even, the community should feel special as well, because you have these, famous people, celebrities, sports stars who want to be part of that community. So essentially, we're all in this together, and there's, people who, at different education levels, different popularity levels, and just, but like Gio said, we're all in this together. It's all one unified front, which is, I'm personally extremely proud to be part of. So, we're super excited about that. Next, I got to make sure I set you up right for this, Gio. So this is the big announcement that we have been waiting for. I know, like you said, Emax has been working our butts off. I mean, for those of you who don't know behind the scenes, I mean, our team legitimately has been, nonstop for the last 30 days. And I mean it, like sleep deprived, sleeping on random hours, just, dehydrated. I mean, we have just been, full front, nothing has been stopping us, just making connections, updates and everything. And, with that, we continue to try to forge the right partnerships, the partnerships that make the most sense. It's going to get the community the biggest bang for the buck, and also, put everyone in the best spotlight possible. So with that, Giovanni, I know you have some big news. Let me set you up properly before you make the announcement. And it is off to you, Gio. Yeah.
Oh boy, this is the moment I've been waiting for. So guys, like we've been saying, I mean, we've been hard at work these last handful of weeks after being hard at work the prior handful of weeks. And I know we've been a little bit quiet, and that was all kind of by design. We described what our kind of game plan was there, and I think it did help to kind of rid ourselves of some of the holders that we were looking to kind of rid ourselves of. But I think one of the big things we've been doing is really just working on expanding on that utility, on that use case, and on some of the stuff we did originally with vendors and with what we did with Floyd, and the ability to kind of have access and have our community have access to these big events and have incentive to want to use Emax. So I will say that we have proudly been able to ink a deal with Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis is an amazing, absolutely amazing boxer. He's held multiple championship belts in the lightweight and super featherweight classes. He's a southpaw, has an amazing style. He's part of Mayweather Promotions and the TMT team. He's 24-0 with 23 knockouts. And he's, just absolutely ascending in the sport, and is just he's just a budding superstar, and we're so happy to be able to work with him and the Mayweather team, and we are able to, again, this is an expansion of our existing utility and use case. You're going to be able to purchase tickets. There's going to be an Emax experience. There's going to be all kinds of crazy throw-ins, giveaways along with these ticket purchases. You're going to have preferential pricing. And guess what? You're going to have access to something nobody else does. So, this is really, really, really exciting news. June 26th, exclusive crypto currency accepted. And, we have the whole block of floor seats at the fight. It's in Atlanta, where the Hawks play. So you're gonna, as of right now, the website is up, and you do have the ability to purchase. The website is davisbarriostickets.com, and this will all be posted all over all of our all of our platforms. So, anyone who missed this, this conversation is gonna know it's gonna be all over the place. I think you're gonna have some special posts and announcements from some of the figures, that help kind of make the deal happen on, from a third party perspective. So that's very exciting for us. And, I think what you're going to be able to start seeing here. So I will say upfront, all tickets are available immediately. And they're available via, a special concierge service. That's kind of probably an interim solution for a handful of days. And what we're going to then unroll, likely at the end of this week, is going to be the full integration that we have with our application to purchase and have it be a full integrated solution to use a credit card, to use any sort of kind of USD kind of fiat, and be able to get Emax and be able to do it all in one specific transaction, as opposed to to some of the ways we were able to transact in the past. And I think this really shows how much we've grown from a technology perspective, and we're super excited about kind of unveiling all of that. And I think it's something that this announcement and this specific event really kind of shows how we're able to continue to expand on this utility, on these relationships. And not only are you going to have the ability to purchase tickets, we're going to have a bunch of links and everything to the site to kind of draw traffic to it. But you're going to see some of that Emax experience that we're talking about, and what we kind of think of as a VIP type experience, and other access to a bunch of different stuff, memorabilia and things like that you're going to be able to get with tickets, preferential pricing, like I said. But also, we're going to be the main and exclusive sponsor of the event. You're going to see us very similar to what we did with Floyd. You're going to see us all over the place. I think there's going to be a ton of visibility and notoriety again from this, and it kind of goes and plays into our whole vision of really just kind of breaking into more mainstream and getting that visibility across not just the crypto community, but the sports community, the mainstream community. It's going to, we'll be all over. I mean, this is a big fight, against Barrios, and obviously the Floyd relationship was awesome, and it was a real springboard for us to show the utility and show what we can do, and it worked, and the visibility and the sponsorship was something that we've been talking about with pretty much anybody we talk from a third party perspective. But now, I think we can see that this application can be applied, to actual big fights, professional, fights that are kind of championship caliber fights, and something to kind of look out for in the future. We're going to continue to be able to expand upon this. We're going to continue to be able to push into other areas of the space, and it's just very exciting stuff for all of us. And it should be very exciting for you. I think.
All right, so that was pretty cool. So they're doing another fight in next weekend. Yeah, next weekend. Pretty cool. That's going to just about do it for this one, guys. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more updates on Emax, as well as other stocks and tokens we like. And I thank you guys so much for watching this far, and I'll see you in the next video.